Good evening, everybody. Welcome out here to Squad Ops. If you don't know what Squad Ops is, we are a community that runs One Life operations in the game Squad. You can find out all the information about us over there on squadops.gg. Also, you can tune in tonight, obviously, on twitch.tv/squadops and youtube.com/squadops to see all of our content. We thank you guys for coming out. Tonight, we're going to be running Operation Rawhide. And I'm going to be one of your commentators tonight, CMYKMatter. Also here joining me is my boy Tedish. What's up, Tedish?
Tedish, not much. Excited for round 3 and 4, respectively, for the day on Rawhide. Some great action this morning.
Man. I feel like every time we say the name of this op, there just needs to be like a whoosh afterwards every single time.
That'd be great. Yeah.
Oh, I feel like we need it.
The horse.
Let's get the soundboard going, Penn. Yeah, Penn is our guy behind the scenes. If you don't know, we're gonna make him get a soundboard going, and
yeah, we need a wah 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 and like some explosions and like, yeah, that'd be great.
Burnsy Bros asking how long do these ops usually run? Well, they run anywhere from like 2 to 4 hours, depending on how long each round takes. Some of the time we get some real long rounds, but typically it's round.
Typically cut it around 2 hours, like.
Yeah, we try
quicker.
Yeah, we try to keep things moving. We try to keep things going reasonably quickly.
A lot of it's up to the commanders and how they run things. The first round this morning took quite a while, and the second round was fast action right off the bat. So you never know how it's gonna run.
Yeah. It was fun though. It was a good time. I had a great time. I was commanding earlier. It was a good time. Google, don't be mean. Johnny's a friend. He's a good guy. But if you don't know what Operation Rawhide is, we're going to actually get that up for you here, and we'll tell you. Yeah, we should talk about it. So, what we got here is Operation Rawhide. It is a show-off between the U.S. and the INS. The U.S. gets 2 ARs, 1 GL, 1 LAT, and 1 medic per squad. They also get 2 MRAPs and 2 trans trucks. They also get the ability to pick up another MRAP and a trans truck in a location. Then they get the choice between a infantry or a mechanized, which we'll talk about those in a bit. The INS gets 2 ARs, 1 Raider, 2 LATs, 1 medic, 2 hats, 2 scouts, and all the vehicles on the freaking map. So the general choice here is that, or the general point of this is that the US has to remove a radio jammer that has been placed in the village south of the airfield. And they have the choice between an infantry and mechanized unit in order to get that job done. So for the US, they have to maneuver in, take that thing out. For the INS, they get 1 cell that starts at village, and everybody else is going to start at main, and then have to move there and try to help with that defense.
And they get all the techies that live there. So
yeah, every single tech.
And they can scrounge anything they find, which I think comes out to 4 or 5 Dishka techies, 2 Logis, and 2 SPG techies. There's a lot of trucks. There's
a rocket arty as well, and another Logi out there. There's all kinds of stuff.
Both teams can build a fob and get mortars up. Reinforcements are somewhat limited because it's so far from everybody's main base. Yeah, there's a lot of. It's for such a simple basic op. It's attack and defend. It can run quite a few different ways. This morning we saw a nice ambush. The U.S. took their convoy out into the main town to the east of the objective. They were going to go down there and set up a mortar base, and they got ambushed on their way in. Took mass casualties. Both teams actually took a lot of casualties in that fight, but worked out okay. And the second round, both teams just went straight in for village with all of it, like everything. Everything was just straight in, and it was intense right off the bat. So yeah, you can.
That's what I love.
A bunch of different ways for how simple it is. Yeah.
The variations are really cool. Actually, we should take a moment to talk about that. This is the first operation that we have in live running that you get the choice between an infantry and mechanized platoon. And what that means is that the US can either choose between infantry, where they get 4 GLs, 4 additional GLs. They also get a forward observer. Then they get 2 Logis and the ability to set up a fob and mortars. Or they can choose a mechanized platoon where they forego the GLs and the mortars and all that stuff, and they get to pick up 2 strikers instead. So pretty interesting.
And the strikers are huge on this map because it's so open.
Way off to the west.
And those optics are just like
They can cross the
devastating
really
at range,
foot
which no one else has optics. So
yes, they can.
yeah, use those
Indeed.
well.
So we really
Yeah,
only
that's,
need crossings.
These guys are building up defenses before launch, which is legit on this one. They got one.
Yeah, this is one of the few that we allow.
Yeah. Well, I think it's going to change a little bit based on how they distribute the resource points and how there's no longer a live tick, so it doesn't matter so much if they start things beforehand. But
I'll send all my weapons people with digit.
yeah,
there's a lot of different options for this. It's going to be really cool to see. The U.S. can attack from the north. They can try to move slowly through the east. They can come in from the south. Then the options between the infantry and if you want to actually do mortars, or if you just want to get that great cover that you can get with the strikers, all kinds of options.
and then you got mines,
You're right, though.
IEDs, and potential V-bids, and yeah, a lot of different ways this can go.
You were talking about the strikers earlier and how big they can be. You know, in the round earlier today where there was a mechanized team that was taken, the striker actually got blown up. One of the strikers got blown up real early by one of those
That was
hats.
surprising.
So,
He got hit by a hat from pretty decent range out. I was surprised that.
yeah,
It was probably, I don't know, 100 feet, 200 feet. Which with
yeah,
the
it was
hat,
pretty long one.
if you use the hats, those things drop like a rock. You gotta arc that thing up and eyeball on it. Just like hip firing that thing is tough. But
It really
it worked
is.
out.
Connor Shelby saying hi to you, man. Good to see you out here. We appreciate you following along, being a part of Squad Ops this evening. And hi to everybody. Just want to say, hey, just feeling good, man.
All
Feeling
those
good
viewers
tonight.
out there, yeah, taking their Saturday evening, come watch some Squad Ops, participate.
Right. Got a lot of guys in here tonight. We got a full server going, actually,
Yeah,
so
like-
it's always fun. I really enjoy when we get these full operations, you know. 9 times out of 10 we do get them completely full, or at least only missing like 1 or 2 slots, but it's always good to see these things take shape.
Let's see. It looks like the insurgents are ready to go.
What's the name of this?
U.S. is about to start their brief, so we'll probably get into the action here in maybe 5 minutes, depending on how many jokes
able to put
are
on my
flying
thing
around
yet
the
or
U.S. brief over there.
Always.
You think?
Looks
Gotta
like we
start
are
out with a
actually
good joke.
getting the U.S. brief, so maybe we can listen in on that.
Everyone, welcome to Operation Rawhide. This is round 1. And our objective, as you guys know, is to go and eliminate that jammer fob that the filthy insurgents have put inside village. And the way that we're going to accomplish this task is we're all starting at main. Squad 4 and 3 are loading up inside the trans truck. Squad 1 is loading up inside both lodges, or Squad 2 is loading up inside both lodges, and Squad 1, Shadow Squad, is taking both MRAPs. From there, the whole platoon, except for Shadow Squad, is going to stage in Alpha 5, Keypad 5, Sub Keypad 5. While we're staging there, setting up our mortar fob, excuse me, Shadow is going to the VCB and grabbing the final MRAP. From there, he's going to drive back and regroup with us on the fob location. While Pony Squad is setting up the fob and getting the lodges running, we're going to create a platoon line with Squad 4 and 3. If my thing would work. There. Yeah, so Squad 3 and 4 are going to be in a platoon line like this. Once we're all set and Shadow Squad is regrouped with us, we're going to walk the 2 squads in while mortars start bombarding village and the mechanized squad firing over top of our heads. We're going to move in, and when we get close to village, the mechanized squad is going to get up on the hills just near the land bridges. And they're going to provide cover while mortars are hitting village. From this point, Squad 4 is going to take the bridge on the fob mark, and Squad 3 is going to take the other land bridge on the enemy fob mark. From there, the mortars are going to stop. We're going to push in. We're going to eliminate all the forces. We're going to have to go building to building to make sure we clear them all out. Remember, guys, when clearing buildings, speed and aggression. If one guy goes hard, everyone has to go in hard with him. Save your frags for the building, and let's make a queen sweep. Does anyone have any questions?
I do, real quick. Squads get 2 grenadiers since we're doing infantry, right?
That's correct. Your squad leads should have already assigned kits.
God damn it, Louis.
All right. Anyone else have any other questions?
Not a question, but one thing to mention, which I feel like is worth mentioning.
All right, so it looks like, oh, we didn't really go over commands and squad leads, so let's take a moment to do that before we talk about what's going on. Man, I forgot about that big. Forgot about that big time. So on the U.S. side, we've got LaRue in command, and his faithful squad leads are Shadowed Ritual, Best Pony, Burns, and Digit. What do you got on the other side on the INS for it?
On INS, we've got squad leading is Creeping, Demind, Silas, Server Error, and the Village Elder in this case is Xbit. In command. Great squad lead. Great squad name.
That is a really good squad name.
All
so
right,
it looks like US
called ready.
Yeah, so we'll be
get going here shortly.
I'm excited. I'm excited to see how this goes. You know, I was on the ground earlier, so I want to see what it looks like from above. Yeah.
If I go down,
I'm gonna see if I can get some eyes on.
Drunk ops at the end.
Oh, are those? All those mortar. So it looks like the U.S. might be putting a mortar base in the northwest, out in the middle of nowhere. That'll be great.
All right, let's get these.
Yeah, it looks like U.S. is going to put a mortar base out from the northwest of Village. We just got a call of a live time at 1:34. That is in 60 seconds. So we're getting close.
Look at those techies lined up. So they got the 1 SPG techie. They do have the rocket artillery, and then 4. Well, I mean, they're taking all the techies out. But they are definitely using the rocket already, so we'll see if they pick up the other SPG, which my favorite. I love the SPG on this map. You can be such a force for harassing, hit and run.
It'll be interesting to see if they try to wolf pack. You know, you can wolf pack with these technicals, and if you do it, yeah, you have
versus strikers versus yeah. They just don't survive 1 or 2. You know. Get both SPGs to pop over the same time and fire off both their rounds and then retreat. That's hard to fight against.
Right. So I'm looking at this here, and it looks like they've got their MRAPs situated. They're getting the convoy lined up. There's 2 MRAPs.
And we're live.
2 Logis, and there's the live.
Looks like they're sending the MRAPs to the north to scrounge potentially.
Very.
Off the back of this thing by a striker.
Oh, dude, try sitting in the gunners.
And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 vehicles heading to the west. Get it in there to reinforce. What are the U.S. doing?
The U.S. have their 2 MRAPs. They are chasing out to the VCP, it looks like, and it looks like they're going to try to get that other MRAP that's there. The rest of them, the 2 Logis and the 2 Trans, way off in the distance in the back of my camera here, in the middle of the sun, the beaming sun. They're going to be setting up that mortar cop location, so we'll see what they do with that.
After we drop off...
I'm excited.
Just making a run back.
Oh yeah? It's already making a run?
Yep. I guess they started out there, so yeah, they'd be on their way back.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, the Logis do get to start there. So it looks like the U.S. have now successfully picked up the 3rd MRAP with no contact from INS. The INS crew that were going to scrounge at Mosque doesn't look like they were able to, like, you know, get up here and kind of pick off anybody or anything like that.
I don't think they were going for that. They were just going to pick up all the vehicles. And according to my map, they picked up another SPG, and another rocket arty, and then I think just another normal dish guy. So 3 more vehicles. They're gonna have a fleet.
This is the last you'll see of us. It was nice playing with you.
We'll see how that goes. I'm excited to see how this whole idea of doing it as a giant kind of fleet assault is going to do with those vehicles, because they're so squishy, you know? And when you got 3 MRAPs cruising around, those MRAPs can do a pretty easy job of hitting those things and kind of blowing them up quite quickly. The MRAPs are a reasonably strong little vehicle. I like them anyway.
Absolutely. I think it'd be wise if the insurgents used all of their Dishka techies as hardened up emplacements, more or less. Get them into the town, move them around, and don't try to wolfpack, because on this map, there's so much open ground that they're going to see you coming from a mile away, and then they're just going to stop and shoot you as you're driving, and then you're done. But if you can put them, if you can put them around in the city and use them as just, you know, Dishka placements.
Be in the rear vehicle. That's where
then you can do some real damage. So we'll see what they do. Looks like
the MRAP's bouncing off the map barrier out here. Oh, that was interesting to see.
So a completely different way of running it from the morning rounds. Looks like we got this fire base the U.S. is setting up in the northwest.
Yep.
And then all of the insurgents are hard pointing up.
Tell them to stop moving the vehicles around. We can hear jack shit.
Yeah, looks like we got Evan running Logi. Yeah, let's see what the insurgents are gonna build here as far as emplacements. Get a mortar.
The U.S. is actually. Yeah, the U.S. is actually running their Logi as well. It looks like they're going to try to get some additional emplacements or perhaps some additional ammo for those mortars. We'll see what they do.
Platoon line coming down here.
Yeah, they've got a big, beautiful kind of line set up here, spread out nice and wide as they push south. You know, they're about to come into view of the village, and if they have any techies or any HMGs or things like that on the northwest side of village, they would be able to see them here soon.
They've got a lookout or two. Who is this? Yep, they're calling this guy out, but he's not a squad lead. Doubt he's gonna see him. Who is this? Revort.
Let's get engines off. We'll wait for this mortars to get up.
So the call was just made by LaRue to cut engines, get hardened up, kind of haul down, and wait for those mortars to get set up to make their push. So as you can see here, these guys have spread out into this line here, and they are just kind of waiting until the mortar cop goes.
Attacking with the sun at your back.
Yes. Tactically, very smart decision.
It actually makes a difference in the game, too.
It really does. On this map, trying to look to the northwest, anytime you do it, it just hurts the eyes, you know?
Yeah, Reckle, the U.S. do have to go over a lot of flat ground, but if you look at the perspective, they can get pretty close before they're actually in danger. They do have a decent amount of, you know, vegetation in the way up close, and got these swamps off to the west. But yeah, it is a lot of ground to cover, that's for sure.
All right, it looks like they do have the mortar tubes up. They're building some HMGs for defenses. They have also built a hab out here to act as kind of an indirect fire shelter. I guess that's what they've decided to do with that, so that's not a bad idea.
If they've got Logis running, they might as well build a few.
So Best Pony is here, one of the squad leads, and he is just calling out bearings and distance, and there the first mortar goes out. Let's see where that lands. Try to follow it over here, see if they manage to get it into village.
Fire 133.
Another mortar goes out as well. Let's see where that.
Calling out fire missions. Yep. See where these land. I got a nice satellite view here. Everyone's hardening up.
And those are gonna be short. Yeah, those are.
Where was it?
It was on the northwest side. It was across the river. They did not manage to get it across the river.
Stand by the fire.
Well, you gotta range them in somehow.
Yeah. I feel like you should walk in shots one at a time, not 3 at a time, but maybe that's me.
I mean, they're close enough to their main base that the Logi run should be plentiful.
That's true. That's true.
And it looks like
if you look, that mortar cop is close.
The insurgents aren't going to be running a wolf pack, at least not at this point, to try to intercept that. That logic.
Another set of mortars go out.
He's on top of the building, Bornos.
Yeah,
still short.
Those mortars still splashing short, yeah. I don't think they had a good eye on where they were splashing.
Yeah, it corrected the angle, but not the distance. There we go, we got a Dishka.
Oh, shots coming in.
Finding some infantry out here.
It pushed across the west bridge and then pushed south on that land bridge. Very interesting.
Isolated. He's very isolated. There's no escape.
Yeah, there's no way to get off there. I don't think. That's interesting.
I could barely see him, dude. I could barely see him. He was just running. Skyline.
So here the shots come in, and we are starting.
Boom.
MRAP engaging back on it. Boom.
2 MRAPs were engaging, yeah, and he was done.
Near side to you, yeah, I'm firing now.
And now
There's not much to be done about it.
Saloon out here all by himself. We'll see how long he survives. Oh, there goes the counter battery.
And it is long. They don't manage to hit the mortar.
Impressively firing into the sunset.
Yeah, it feels good. You know, feels pretty.
Splash.
And those mortars still landing short, from what I can tell.
Another Dishkateki goes down.
Oh man, they are popping those Dishkatekis left and right. Thankfully, you get a lot of them, but that's rough losing them this early.
Yeah, you got to get those things in a hull down position. Here we go, Dishka opening up on. Not sure what he can see there.
I don't really know what he can see.
I don't think he can see. He can't quite see the MRAP. He sees all the infantry over there.
Another rocket battery comes in close to the MRAP. Doesn't manage to hit it at all, but it was close. Oh, more of them just coming in, dumping around the MRAP. Doesn't manage to hit anything or anybody, but definitely scaring that.
Coming up close in the swamp on the west side. Looks like they're angling to cross the bridge down here. Oh, and there's a land bridge too.
Yeah, there's a fjord, as they said in the document.
What's an F-jord?
Right? What is an F-jord? That is a fjord, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't know that word.
Scandinavian.
Little land.
Alright, smoking that thing up. I think they made the call to send one person across first to make sure there's no IED. Let's see how this goes.
That's smart. Now the mortars are hitting on point, right in the middle of village. One of them just splashed.
Oh, so much for one person. The whole squad's going across right now.
Here they come. That western assault is on, and it looks like the north is about to start moving as well.
Yeah, that was a nice crossing. Made it across. Pretty much no resistance.
I feel like the pressure from those MRAPs really did it for them there.
That grenade did a great job. Yeah.
There's a lot of pressure from the MRAP.
That beautiful line coming out and all the MRAPs just firing at different. It worked great.
On the north here, the MRAP pulls up close and it is now just unloading on these buildings, doing a lot of damage, ripping apart a Dishka.
RPGs coming out, trying to cross the river. Action all over the place.
Yep, Dishka in placement, firing on a building. He can't really see the MRAP. And the U.S. has a foothold now. The U.S. have gained a foothold on the western side of that village, and that's one of the biggest hurdles that you need to get over, is getting that foothold.
Oh, someone tried to run across the river where they couldn't run across the river.
Yeah, that's unfortunate for them. But
I think that's what just happened.
That's unfortunate. You walk out in that river, you die.
Yep. Yeah, this water hurts on this map.
3 is crossed.
And there it looks like another sheep to the. Yep, he's getting ready to go in. Oh, he made it back.
U.S. are penetrating on the southwest.
Yep, they're starting to maneuver on the northwest. Oh, a lat comes in and it does hit the front of the MRAP. Kills somebody in the process too. The MRAP on fire. Pull him back.
Mortars
It's so far okay.
So I'm noticing they do have a... Ooh. Insurgents do have a reserve force to the northeast that look like they're going to try to come in and flank the U.S. on their side of the river.
They actually got eyes on a hat. They're now calling it out to make sure that none of their guys get hit by it.
One by hat located direct to our east, 2-story stack.
How many accidental suicides? Not many, usually. I don't see a lot of accidental suicides, usually. Oh, there's mortars landing on point in the village, making everybody keep their heads down.
Or you're going to have to step it up.
Expit actually got hit.
A Logi truck?
Yep. Yeah. Expit, the INS command, actually getting injured during it. And the U.S. has not lost many on this push. It looks like they only lost about, I don't know, 6 or 7 bodies?
He's underneath the water tower, that wall.
Now comes the time where they have to clear this whole village out, and this can be tough.
All right, enemy
room by room.
Right next to it. I think he's down.
Expert dude, you're not watching Karmakut, you are watching Squad Ops tonight. Squad Ops is a community that runs One Life operations in the game squad. Find out all the info at squadops.gg. So it looks like that foothold that they had on the west has now turned into good clearing forces on the south. And on the northwest, this push that came in is now doing well. They've got themselves a little bit of an establishment, and they're going to start moving through the village. Overwhelming forces coming.
Blue and red are all mixed up down here amongst each other. This is... Someone goes down right there. Who was that? Catch their names. But yeah, these guys are mixed up all over in each other.
Got him. He's dead.
Yeah, on the north, they're starting to mix it up too. Starting to get into these buildings and start making clearing pushes. This is where you got to peek and peek hard. This is where your clearing aggression is going to come in. I fully believe that Insurgent just killed himself with his own RPG. He fired it too close to himself while he was injured and killed himself. Oops.
Command goes down for the U.S.
Oh, LaRue dead. Unfortunate for him. But that being said, they are doing well. They do have a good clearing force. They've got a two-sided assault here. Both of those sides have gained footholds, and they can now work on pushing those prongs in, trying to turn that spearhead into a clear, you know?
Got a little tight action going on down here. 203 is going to make short work of this poor guy. Maybe. Oh, they traded. That was great.
You know, thinking about it, as those US on the infantry option, you do get 4 grenade launchers. I haven't seen many grenades coming out. I feel like they should be just, you know, don't push into a room before you just lob in a grenade.
Yeah, I mean, that's, what, 32 extra explosive grenades?
Right, just don't clear a room unless you put a grenade in it first.
So we do have a squad across the river that's, an insurgent squad across the river that's trying to flank something, but there's nothing left to flank. And then we've got a hardened up cell in the radio room itself, or I guess the radio jammer room.
There's like one guy alive on the south here as well. Just kind of trying to hold out. Who is that? That is Revort, actually. Just kind of trying to hold out in this building. He's got guys all around him to his north. He had somebody pushing his compound and died at the entrance here, but currently he's just kind of holding right. Trades going back and forth on the mid here. U.S. soldier takes down an INS.
It looks like U.S. has the middle and the north side under control. That flank could become huge if they figure it out. And and they've got a vehicle up there too. It looks like they got an SPG techie.
A lat shot comes in from the north, nearly kills somebody. Something just got popped. Was that an MRAP? Yeah, an MRAP just got popped on the southwest side, right by the bridge.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, they popped one.
Woo.
I feel like that was a that might have been a mine, or was it an SPG?
I didn't see any mines placed over there. The SPG, I did just hear one plunk off somewhere. Didn't catch where it came from.
All right, well.
Truth, you still up?
Looks like server air on the north there, maneuvering around. Now there's mortars landing on the north side of the fjord. It seems like communications are still... Oh, 2 guys get taken down by a lat from the north. That was Burns and Ace Expert going down to an excellent lat shot from USMC Tommy. Good shot from him. Takes down 2. That's why we discuss battle spacing, ladies and gentlemen. Don't put yourself in a small building with another person. Expert command for INS. Yeah.
I think I caught that.
Another MRAP going.
One out.
Yeah, the other MRAP is down. So that is all MRAPs for US down currently.
At this point, building to building, vehicles aren't quite as important.
Right. You've already made your push, you've already covered and everything.
I'm not sure where it was, but Remick just picked up 2 juicy team kills.
That was the mortars, actually.
Oh,
that is
really?
US mortars landing on top of US soldiers, team killing 2 of them. And now Merrick just having a laugh all alone as those mortars killed both of his team. Unfortunate. We're gonna move out here and check this.
Yeah, they have all their.
Yeah, we got a pair that's
all
going up here to hunt this fob.
Northwest of me. Like
Sir Air and Rose Dragon.
Let's see if they got anyone on the lookout. I see 1, 2, 3. So they do have someone on the lookout, and 4 bunkers up here. 1, 2, 3.
Looks like we get unlimited logistics.
4 bunkers. And a half.
Hopefully they're able to take out 2 guys. Yeah.
We need to get the water guys back.
This guy's getting complacent.
I don't like you're doing anything. I actually think your team killing more than.
Sorry, come back.
All right. So, looks like. So it looks like here in the village, there's 3 guys left. Shattered Ritual, a mouse, torched. Kenneth as well, and a techie rolling in on the south side. 2 guys on it. It was an SPG techie. They shoot the gunner off the back. Driver is running away now. He runs away through a field. That was a good shot. Heads up play to think to shoot that gunner out as quickly as they could. He gets stuck in the field. So the fob itself is actually sitting in this building right here with 4 guys in it. 4 guys chilling in that building, and the US just trying to clear room by room, and as they clear room by room, they're trying to find the location of that fob. They know that fob is somewhere in here, but they're not sure where.
Looks like the US are pulling out of their mortar base. Maybe the rounds are complete. So this poor duo up here is going to be stranded with no targets left to attack.
That'll be unfortunate, though. They might end up just kind of wandering around in the middle of nowhere.
Wow, they got out! Why did they get out? They could have just left. Well, it looks like they're going to effectively return fire.
Okay.
Oh, lost 1.
See what they...
1 for 1 right now. 2 for 1. They're both bandaging. They're all bandaging. Everyone's bandaging. If you're alive, you're bandaging up here. Oh, and he died. US let out and then got exploded by a 203.
Whoops.
Poor Remick.
Oh man.
It was a good effort. You got 1. Oh, Jay Remick was on the GL. Excuse me. Good shot. Good shot. Using one of those, what? 10 GLs to good.
Wow.
Good, effect.
Torched made a good push here on the southeast side. Took out Masonic Holmes, who was on the mortars. He heard the mortars come out and just started chasing them down and immediately killed the guy who was on the mortars. He traded his life for it, but now they won't have to worry about those mortars coming in unless they send somebody else out to them.
Wow, so it looks like the US have regrouped over here. They're all clustered in this one building, and they've got a
I'm not sure why.
mean, if your squad leaders go down, all you've got is local comms. You're like, hey guys, let's regroup here.
Yeah,
Figure out what the heck's
they'll
going
need to
on,
push.
Figure out where we're at.
Oh man, another lat shot coming in on the west.
Yeah, that took out. That was a long range one.
Man, that was crazy. Jay Remick.
We got more contacts to the northeast.
Jay Remick has had an interesting time trying to just get to this location. You know.
That direction, but a lot farther.
Jay Remick there on your screen. He took some shots earlier, hopped out, fired at people, then moved down here, took a lat shot, got out, and killed the guy. And now they're trying to determine if they should stay in this vehicle or if they should maneuver inland. They've got one guy up to the north that they're putting some ineffective grenade fire on.
Meanwhile, down by the radio, gonna get some close quarters combat here. U.S. are moving a little bit south into the next compound. 2 insurgents are real close by. Oh, here we go. It's gonna get hot. It's gonna get hot. Ooh, the squad lead down. Didn't catch who that was. Shadow Ritual goes down. That was that command? No, that was squad lead, right?
Yeah, Shadowed is just squad leading tonight. It is LaRue and Xbit are your commands tonight.
This guy just threw a grenade and puppy skills. He had to hit himself. It's okay, man. No one saw that on stream.
Adam Williams asking, is it possible to spectate yourself through squad, or is this a private server? All of our operations are run on a private server. We give out the password just before it, after we do our whole briefing. So, yeah, you can't
peek into a Dishka. Don't do it. Don't do it. Here we go.
Dr. Anarchy asking, is this the first or second round? This is the first. We got another one coming up after this.
Ooh. This could get real exciting here. Yo, he's peeking into. Oh, brutal! Brutal! Oh, wow, and he gets one through the wall. Nice work.
Dishka doing work on that south side.
That like 20 foot. Oh, and then he gets taken out, making too much noise. And then he falls through the map. That's insult to injury right there.
So over here on the west, Jay Remick and Kevin have actually managed to get themselves in. You know, they were taking shots from Brisinger up north. Brisinger is still moving around out there, that little red dot. But they abandoned their logi and are now just crawling in. They're just crawling it in, slow and steady.
That's what you gotta do. Get on the ground, eat some dirt. US are using local comms. Who's still alive?
Not many, man. This has gotten bloody here at the...
What is it? 5 down here on... Is it 5 on 5? It's 5 on 5.
It's 5 on 5. All of this fighting, all of this bloodshed, and we end up at 5 on 5.
It's a regular Counter-Strike match. Oh, except Merrick! We take back your grenade skills. He takes out a teammate there.
Oh, brutal. No. We're gonna say that he...
I don't know how
we're gonna say he just had a bad day. You know, somebody ran into his grenade. That's what.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think Merrick and Kevin have no idea who's alive in there. They've lost all forms of communication, obviously. So all they really know is that there's some people maybe in the village, and they're just crawling it around.
Did you clear that second floor or not yet?
They're trying to turn around. They think that there might be that guy behind them, which is Brisinger, who has pushed up north. He's not chasing him.
He's gonna try to put a grenade through this window. Let's see if he can do it. He makes it on the second attempt. No team kill. Good job. Sweet hat too, by the way. Look at that ghillie hat. That's fucking style right there.
Always love that outfit.
Here's how you use those grenades. I'm sorry, that ghillie hat looks silly.
I'm saving one grenade.
You don't feel like it's stylish, Tedish? Come on.
Oh, no, it's not. Yeah, stylish would be a backwards baseball cap or something, you know? Like,
yeah.
Not like helmet does anything for you. Just gives you away.
Pushing.
Update on J. Remick and Kevin in the southwest side. They are still just kind of plunking along here, you know, trying to get themselves into position. And it looks like they're finally making a push, yeah.
Going down into the poppy fields, yep.
They don't know that there's anybody necessarily up with them. They have an idea, but that's about it. They don't know. And now there's 2 INS pushing in from the north as well that might clear out these. That is Brisinger, who was taking shots earlier at
this medic is painfully exposed here on his side. This is where it's good to lean. His whole body's exposed.
Yeah, leaning is
there's no reason to have that when you lean out and just have your gun in your face. Let's see his
What, you don't like to stand in the middle of open doorways? Just chilling. So U.S. starting to make their push east.
Right on top of each other.
Yeah. That is Fleetus Moss just south or just under Miyamoto.
Pretty sure it's in front of us east.
He's got to hear those footsteps. Although maybe not. That engine is running right next to him. Oh, 1 tap. Well, 3 tapped, I guess. The first shot did it, but Remick.
Covering his guys that he didn't even know were there.
He hopefully knew they were there. He just didn't know what their status was.
Right, right.
Still have a map.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So then we got what? 1 random insurgent to the north. Nope. 1 to the west, and then 3 hard pointed versus the 3. This
4
trio?
of the U.S. 4.
Where's
There's
the
2
4?
in the northern building, and then Kevin and J. Remick on the south side.
Oh,
so it's 4v5 right now.
They're in a decent position here.
Yeah, they could do this. We'll see what they do. It's hard to pierce through the buildings like that. It's hard to really try to, you know, get through those outer walls and then make a good push on it. But if they keep pushing with aggression, they might be able to do this. Or if they just wait for them to make mistakes, like, you know, the guy peeking out on the building and getting domed by J. Remick. We'll see. Brisinger has a good flanking position from them on the west.
Yeah, they're coming up on... I think they should be able to hear the radio.
Better than stacking up against that wall.
They should, but it might have just been out of range.
With the engines going.
Shots come in from the north on some of the guys here. Some of the U.S. guys that are in the middle of the...
Short.
Yeah, it's just...
He's leaving.
I'll put another one.
I think he's out.
There's a half wall, 005.
Nope, he's not out. Oh.
Blue smoke.
That's smoke.
Good blue smoke. Scare everybody.
You know, they didn't hear that radio, and J. Remick and Kevin are now pushing around to the north. I think that they didn't hear it, and now they're thinking it's on the north.
Brisinger doing out here? He's just hiding in a corner, away from everything.
I think he's just hoping that somebody's going to come around. Shots go out on the north. Kevin gets taken down. J. Remick just close to him here. Riot Expert takes him down. J. Remick's going to get eyes. J. Remick gets domed from the south building. Great shot coming out from the top floor. Who was that?
That's a good 1 tap. Was that a scout? Was that the SKS?
That was Han fucking Solo.
Han Solo had a epic 2nd round this morning where he was
different guy. There is Han Von Solo and Han fucking Solo. They're 2 different people.
Excuse me. That's great. It's down to 2 US. 2 versus 5. Well, really 4 because Brisinger is kind of out of the action.
He's just kind of chilling. Here they go. They're making a...
I got the fob here.
They hear the fob. This is Merrick and Fleetus Moss. You know, Fleetus Moss is a very new guy. I think this is probably one of his like 1st or 2nd ops, and here he is one of the last 2 alive. That's got to be terrifying.
I wonder if he realizes that everyone's watching him, because everyone that's died is an admin cam flying around watching them.
You got any
oh, yep. We got
I just have smoke rounds.
Light machine gun covering this door. This is should be death for the first person that comes through.
Should be.
Should be. You never know. If he peeks right.
Well, I'll fucking push
Here we go. Nope, he misses it. He misses the reaction. Gets the second one. Gets the first one.
And
There we go.
That's going to be GG as soon as they call it. That should be it.
I do believe.
Looks like everybody, right? Am I? Yep, there it is. There's a call from Russian, and that is G. INS take the first round, but don't go away just yet. Yeah, that was close. That was close. Very good push from the U.S. No, Zristos asking they can't respawn. No, you cannot respawn in this. This is a one-life operation being run by Squad Ops. This is what we do. We run one-life operations in the game Squad, and you can check out all of our information at squadops.gg. Get more information there. So,
take a quick break between rounds. We'll be back with round 2. Reset, switch sides. Show you, yeah, new round. Same op, but just switching sides.
All right, getting the map rolled there. All right, we'll be back after a short little.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming out to SOTT Basic. I'm your instructor today, Hammering Hutch. You guys can simply just call me Hutch. When we are suppressing an enemy target, the whole intent of this is to keep the enemy's head down so an adjacent unit can maneuver onto them. During this process, we have a thing that happens automatically and organically, whether it be with buddy teams or fire teams. The whole intent is to ensure there's no lull in the gunfire, thus talking guns. Open fire. Contact front. Alpha, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. Bravo, bound. I'm up. He sees me. I'm down. All right, Bravo set. Alpha up. He sees me. I'm down. You're now in what is known as a file. You're now in what is known as a staggered column, and usually used when on patrol or when moving from one location to another where contact is imminent. And these are a few of the basic formations that we use during squad ops. The SOTT Advanced Weapons Systems course was created to ensure Squad Ops participants share the same knowledge and understanding of the use and applications of mission-specific weapons and the basic tactics involved in their deployment. The automatic rifle. The automatic rifleman is the foundation of a fire team and/or squad. The job of the automatic rifleman is to deliver a high volume of prolonged, effective suppressing fire on enemy positions to allow the maneuver of friendly units during offensive operations and the repelling of enemy attacks in defensive operations. The Grenadier, a key member of the fire team and squad. The Grenadier is first and foremost a rifleman who is capable of delivering accurate fire of both high explosive and smoke rounds on point and area targets at varying distances. One of the other added benefits of the Grenadier is to engage dead space, which is essentially an area that cannot be hit by direct fires. The light anti-tank gunner. Soldiers carrying light anti-tank weapons are, just as Grenadiers, riflemen first. They are the ideal infantry-based counter to both lightly armored and thin-skinned vehicles. At short, medium, and far distances, the rockets fired are a viable weapon against groups of infantry as well. The SOTT Advanced Weapon Systems course, although not a requirement, is highly encouraged for squad ops participants to join to expand their knowledge of how to utilize the tools that are given to us within squad.
All right, welcome back, everybody. This is round 2 of Operation Rawhide. We're out here on Basra doing a one life operation with Squad Ops. If you don't know what Squad Ops is, we are a community that runs one life operations in the game squad. You can find out all kinds of information on us over at squadops.gg. But this is round 2. We had an interesting round 1. INS managed to hold on. Really tight round. Really tight round that first.
Got down to 5-on-5 from, what does it start at, 32 on 40 on 40, roughly 35-35. So yeah, right down to it. See if how the U.S. change up their assault on this one. First round they took the infantry variant, so they got all the extra grenade launchers. We'll see what the commanders pick for round 2.
Yeah, we'll see. It might be a little different here. They have the ability to choose, and before we get into this, let's take a second to go over all of the assets and everything that we have with this operation. All right, so the U.S. get 2 ARs, 1 GL, 1 LAT, and 1 medic. If they take the infantry option, they're going to get additional 4 GLs, 1 FO, which is a forward observer. They also get 2 MRAPs, 2 trans, 1 trans and 1 MRAP at another location. And if they take the infantry option, they get 2 Logis and a FOB. If they take the mechanized option, they get 2 strikers instead. For the INS, they get 2 ARs, 1 Raider, 2 LATs, and 1 medic per squad. They also get 2 hats and 2 scouts per the entire platoon. They get all the vehicle scrounds that they can handle. So the INS has put a radio jammer in village somewhere, and the US simply has to go and clear it out. The US get the choice between setting their INS or setting their infantry or mechanized squad. They get kind of a choice between those two, and that changed the kind of units that they have. Ultimately, it's going to be whoever manages to get that FOB up or keep it up, and we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. The first one was really interesting. I enjoyed it quite.
Yeah, the U.S. had the interesting. They went up to the northwest and threw up a fire base with mortars to the northwest, just medium range mortars, so they're pretty easy to dial in. Didn't actually, maybe effective, maybe not. They got a few team kills later in the match, so whether or not it was a net gain is up for debate. But it was an interesting tactic that it was totally viable. It just didn't happen to be that effective that round. But they had a good infantry push. They got across, good foothold, and then it just came down building to building, just individual gun skills, and you know, how well you can clear, how well you can hold a hard point. That's pretty much what it came down to.
Absolutely. And before we get started, I do want to send a shout out, a thank you to all the people who are making this possible. Obviously, you see Tedish and myself flying around in the air, giving these overhead cams and showing you kind of what's going on from up top. But also, a lot of people down there, boots on the ground, giving us first-person cams to make this really cool. So we're going to go through those real quick. First up, let's see.
We got a list.
We've got Muff. Yeah, we got a list. We've got Muff. If you don't know him, he's a good guy. He's one of my commentators out here. Really good dude. Always fun to hang out with. We've got Burns. We've got Han Solo. We've got Xbit, one of the commands here tonight. We've got Merrick362, who you saw with his sometimes on point, sometimes off point grenades last round. We've got Server Air 404, one of the squad leads. We've got Shadowed Ritual, Jay Remick, who was running the mortars, sometimes questionable, sometimes great, and Evan SMA as the last of the cams that is out here, making sure that you guys have some pretty cool stuff to watch while we are going through these operations.
So yeah, this operation, if you miss it in the first one, Rawhide, basic attack and defend. We get one insurgent squad that starts in the village here. They have a radio placed down. That's the U.S.'s objective, is to come down here and take it, get rid of that radio. So they get insurgents start with one squad here. The rest of the team starts at their main base, and then with all the vehicles down there, they have the option to scrounge any vehicles or motorbikes that they want to from the main village, and then get up to reinforce. What it generally ends up being is a fleet of techies running up to reinforce up here while the U.S. choose their plan of attack, however it may be. Yeah, it's a very simple op, but there's a lot of different ways it can go. So we'll have to see what the U.S. has up their sleeve for this one.
Many different things asking, is Karmakut playing tonight? Negative. Karma's not playing tonight. He's taking the night off, having a relax. So we're out here running it with a full server of people, not including him. But yeah, one shot, one kill Muff. Oh man. Muff is the king of those one taps, man. I always love when I see him just rattle off that one tap from range and drop somebody. One of the funniest things. Every time I see him do that, I'm like, yeah, there he goes.
That's gonna be a killer.
Yeah, you get that one shot, you don't even get the follow-up. You just take it, and you're like, yeah, that was good. All right.
And then after
yeah, that was good enough.
Away,
yeah.
move on to the
you see the
one, yep.
yeah, you see the blood splatter. That's good enough. It's good enough. That's all I needed. Felt good, man. Oh man.
Let's see. You're flying around up at the northern base. Can we get into their platoon brief?
They are not doing platoon brief yet, but once we get that going, we'll definitely listen in. Xbit's taking some time. I heard him say something interesting whenever we first came in here. So the U.S., as we said, gets a choice between an infantry and a mechanized squad. And whenever they were spawning in, somebody was like, oh, are we going to take infantry or mechanized? And Xbit goes, I'm going to let you guys vote.
What? Wow, Xbit is very democratic, which is kind of rare for commanders. Normally the commander's like, all right, guys, this is what you're doing. You're going over that hill and you're dying. But what? No, I don't care. Xbit is definitely, having been a squad leader in multiple of his teams, yeah, he's always like, what do you guys think? What do we want to do? So, yeah.
And I gotta say, it serves him well. Me, earlier today, we took infantry, actually. But, you know, since we took infantry earlier today, I feel like I would try mechanized. I feel like that might be kind of fun to give that a go.
I feel like that could...
And it looks like US is starting to call their guys in. But anyway, go ahead.
Yeah, I just think I feel like the mechanized has... It's a lot easier to do well with, because you can just put those strikers at range and just cover your guys as they get in. And then once you have all the forces embedded in the town and it's building to building, then you can move them closer and support even better. Because those optics, the zooming in, it just changes the game so much, because there's
it's 20 times zoom, right?
Is that how much it is? I mean,
that's what I've heard.
It's plenty. It's plenty to do plenty of damage with. So it looks like we're putting down some mines here on these bridges.
Oh yeah, the INS can build before live on this one.
Yeah, I wasn't sure they could put down mines and IEDs, but looks like they got a nice surprise here. right at the base of that. That's going to be tough to see. Unless
All
they
right,
put a
here
bunch of
comes the
rocks
brief
around it
for
too.
US side. Gonna listen in on that as XP tells us guys what's going on.
Fortress. So this round we're going to pick the mechanized option. So this is going to be the assignments, all right? Squad 1 is going to take 1-time striker. Squad 2 is going to take 1-time striker. Squad 3 is going to take an MRAP and a trans, and Squad 4 is going to take an MRAP and a trans. So everything's going to move to vehicle checkpoint. We're not going to stop. We're going to move right on through. Squad 1 is going to pick the route in which we take there. Or he may not, I don't know. But creeping the lead striker will just keep picking a route and everybody's going to follow him. Squad 4 is going to take their MRAP right out of main. They're going to set up someplace north of village and start, putting some fire on, distracting the insurgents, confuse them a little bit. They'll be like thinking that we are pushing from the north. Their trans truck, Squad 4's trans truck, is going to stop in vehicle checkpoint, and they're going to get that extra MRAP there. So basically, each squad will end up with their own fire support weapon system, either a striker or MRAP. That way, if communications break down or the chaos of combat happens, you guys can talk to your driver gunner and hopefully be able to suppress anything you see in front of you. Once again, watch out for those pesky techies, right? The SPGs especially. They're kind of annoying. The insurgents also get 2 hats. So if you're an immobile target, you're just standing there skylighting with your vehicle, you're probably a pretty good target for the hat and or SPG. So always be thinking about shooting, and when there's a break-in, whenever you're suppressing, move the vehicle. Use defilade, haul down your vehicle. You know what that means, get behind a hill, only point your gun up above the hill. Especially with the system on the striker, you can get pretty good at range. There's no reason to rush the vehicles up so that they get into the regular RPG range, right? So no heat rounds coming from village. Try to back them off as far as you can. Squad leaders will be using the binoculars, direct fire. Your fire team leads, of course, will be helping you guys get into position. We plan on rallying in Charlie 10, just south of the highway there. So as soon as the platoon pushes through and all the squads are through the city or whatever route Creeping picks with this lead, we're going to all rally on Charlie 10. So if there's some kind of ambush or the convoy gets messed up, everybody rally at Charlie 10-9, just south of those little buildings there in the highway. Once we're set, we're going to go ahead and find out who's alive, who's dead, what vehicles, what equipment we have left, and then we're going to plan an assault on village from the south. More than likely, it'll just be 1, 2, 3, 4 right across left to right, so 1 on the west side and 4 on the east side. And we will slowly bound up through the fields using the strikers and the MRAPs as suppressing fire. And so hopefully we'll be able to make our way up into village. And when we do this, we need to do it with speed. So as soon as you hit the ground running, GL should be popping HE and popping vertical smoke at the windows at the south village, block their sight. And if you're a gunner on one of the vehicles, help your guys out in the field, right? So start suppressing things. If you see anything that pops through a window, any kind of emplacement, just start nailing it. That's basically all I have. It's going to be pretty simple. So hopefully it works out for us this time. Any final questions?
The Team 4 fire team north of village, when should they peel off, or are they?
That'll be up to your squad leads, call.
All right, we got to listen in on the brief there. Looks like they have taken the mechanized option, and they're going to be maneuvering those strikers, get a couple shots on those from the north and northwest, as well as a push in. Looks like it's going to be coming from the north as well, though they are running some guys over to the east to pick those extra kind of kits. So we'll see how that goes for them. Dark Thinker asking, do insurgents get 2 hats or shots? They get 2 hat kits. So they get 2 of the hat kits they can put anywhere they want. They can dump them in the village early, or they can keep them back at main, whatever they want to do. They get 2 hat kits. Jaegerbomb asking, just joined, is this the first round? This is the second round, buddy. So we are done after this, sadly. Somebody asking as well earlier, Rambunctious Gamer asking if he can play in the next round. So in order to participate in these operations, let me take a little moment and talk about that. squadops.gg. You can head over there and sign up, but we require everybody to participate in these ops. We require everyone to do a little training course that we call SOTT Basic, which is Squad Ops Tactics and Training. So everybody who is in this operation has gone through that course and has gotten a bit of information about how to play the game, basically, and how to operate in the operation. So that's what's going on. Looks like the U.S. rolling out. They are getting their vehicles set, and they are saying that they just need 2 minutes to set those vehicles up on Von Solo on your screen, driving the Striker into position. This is going to be a fun round. We'll see how these Strikers play out versus the infantry from the first round.
We are still, I think we're leaving people behind.
That'd be both of us. Yep.
All right. So these Strikers, let's take a moment to talk about them, since we're going to be using them in this. Since we're going to be using them in this operation. So the Strikers, they're big Berthas, man. They can take a lot of shots, and they've got a Crows system sitting on top of them with a 20-time zoom, and that thing can just lay down a lot of fire. It has no separate boxes or belts or anything like that. Just tears through its entire ammo cache that it has within it. Can hold about 13 people, and that thing can take a beating. You know, the hat kits will put a hurting on it if they really try to, you know, focus their shots and get them in on the Strikers. But ultimately, these things, they are nasty. So we'll see what they're able to do with them. Let's see what else we got here. They're lining up this whole convoy, getting everybody into position. All right, and also, one of the other vehicles the U.S. is going to be using, something new to operations, this is one of the first operations that we're using them in, is the MRAP. It's kind of the replacement for the Humvee, if you will. It's got an open-top 50 cal machine gun sitting on top of the thing, and these things are pretty quick. They can cruise around and actually put some good fire on. Reasonably resilient as well. They can take 2 shots before they really will pop. 1 hat shot will put them in bad neighborhood. They might pop after that, but ultimately these things are reasonably resilient, really enjoyable to use. I really like to see the MRAPs in use here. I like the MRAPs in general. They're a fun vehicle. So it looks like we also, on the other side, we are live, by the way, but over there we've got the Dishka Technical, one of the techies that the INS are going to be using, and that thing is very light. It's basically made of paper. It can blow up at the drop of a hat, but it does have a mounted Dishka on the back of it, and it is fast. So if you are able to maneuver 2 or 3 of those things around at the same time, wolfpack them, they can be pretty damn good. Somebody's asking, are the MRAPs new in the game? They're reasonably new. They didn't come in too long ago.
Should be following creeping except for squad force train. That's okay. Go ahead and cross.
All right, the Artillery Technical as well, one of the other units that the INS is going to be using. This thing is also light, very fast, very quick, able to put out a lot of rockets in a short period of time. Sadly for it, those rockets are only about as powerful as a frag grenade, each single one. So it has to kind of maneuver itself in position. It's hard to use, but it is kind of effective. I would like to see what they do with it. All right, so back up here on the northwest side, it looks like the U.S. have put 2 guys in here to pick up this MRAP. Still with me, Tedish? Looks like we might have lost Tedish on his microphone there, but we'll keep trucking on. Oh, and we've got some contact already here on the east side. As the U.S. pushed in to refinery, there were some technicals here. The strikers managed to pop one of them. They took out one. There's another one that was still around here. It tried to push onto the refinery here, but it could not manage to get itself into position. Crazy stuff here from that. U.S. is having their guys just push through. The strikers and all the other vehicles as well, just shoving through as hard as they can. A lat hit comes in. They are just shoving through as much as they can. Man, this is an all-out convoy rush through the city. I'm reminded of some Black Hawk Down moments here as they try to push it through the... This is crazy. That was crazy to see them just all come shoving through there at one time. Oh no, XBit command, we just got word. One of the command for the US actually bleeds out in the vehicle as they were moving through. He was in one of the transport trucks and he gets shot and manages, or actually has a bad time, ends up going down. So, as we maneuver forward, let's see, it looks like everybody's swinging over to the south here. The other vehicles. Just maneuvering around. This looks like one of the strikers, as well as one of the MRAPs maneuvering around here on the south. So no, Reckled, reviving is not allowed either. So one of the things that we'll talk about here is that you cannot revive, you cannot, you're able to patch guys and you're able to heal them up, but after they go down, that is it. That is it. They are down on the ground, dead, with the electrical volt sign on their map, as Hyper always says when he's doing our briefings.
It looks like they, yeah, if they can put the strikers down here. Sorry about that. Apparently I muted my microphone on accident for a little bit.
It's alright, man. I got it. I got it.
What the hell's going on? Talk over me. That's cool too, I guess. But yeah,
I wasn't trying.
On this semi-elevated highway down here and moving back and forth without getting too bumpy and still see at extreme range. And they, I mean, you can get good kills from here.
The problem they're going to run into is the fog and the, mostly just the fog from this distance. That stuff is hard to see through, so we'll see if they're able to do anything with it.
Who's in this striker on the north? Looks like he's just there as a distraction up there.
It's actually an MRAP, yeah.
Or MRAP, yeah. He's got Kevin next to him.
I gotta say, I don't know. This this push through the city looks like they lost a lot of their guys. Am I seeing that correctly? Like, there's barely anybody here on this.
I think there were two KIA in the U.S. and looks like 5 on
okay, not bad.
All the driver and gunner combos.
Not as bad as I thought. Not as bad.
But I mean, out of 2, one of them was command, so that's some great luck right there. Looks like
so command going down, creeping taken over though.
See how the oh, okay, looks like they're lining up. Creeping's calling out to make a big line and then just advance to the north. Oh, Insurgent's got some mortars up.
Squad 4, you have 1 MRAP down here, correct?
Let's see how those line out.
They're calling mortars, getting ready, but who knows if they actually know where there's a...
They're firing to the north on that lone MRAP. So that's not going to be too effective.
Charlie 10-6.
So it looks like there's some communication problems with Squad 4. I wonder if they lost somebody key up there because they do not know. I'm seeing some fire coming in from like a Dishka or something mounted up north.
That's extreme range. Good luck.
Dark Thinker saying, I hope we get some cool techie action, you know, or the rocket techie action, you know. I really do too. I really like the rocket techie. It's weak, but if it's used well, it's fun. Weak, but used well. Good times. You know, they still have these 2 strikers, though. I was going to say, you know, even if you lose a couple guys on that push through the city, you still got these 2 strikers. Those things are very strong, so.
Let's see, it looks like built some minor amount of defenses here.
Guys, we need to get this organized
just a few.
now. Visual of 2 technicals heading north-northwest.
I'm trying to figure out where this radio is.
Just get in for squares now.
Can't be too far. Where did they put it?
Somewhere around there.
Normally it shows up. Okay, here it's in the northwest. It's in the northwest corner.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, here we go.
Miscommunication with the driver.
Kind of northwest, a little bit in the center of town. Infantry just spread out all over. Really no hard points built up besides maybe a little bit at the mortar pit.
He might be coming your way.
I am Taryn asking, is it random who becomes command? No, it is not. We actually have signups that go up weekly with who wants to command, who wants to SL, so on and so forth. Command is reserved for staff and above because they're the guys who have been here for a while and kind of know the flow of things. SLs are reserved for regulars and above, so regulars are people who have been in the community for a while and are recognized as part of our community, so that's how that works.
Hey, Triton, that MRAP's heading your way.
We also have fire team leads. Those can just be anybody.
I want, Triton, pull back to our side.
Again,
Can you guys hear pretty well creeping when we're not talking? Can you guys hear command comms?
Probably not too well. It's usually turned down while we're streaming here, so can't really hear him that well. Might be able to listen.
There's no...
Alright, they're finally getting set on this platoon push here. Vehicular platoon push.
So they were talking about this. What they're going to do is kind of do this push, and then just once the vehicles get up to the fields on the south, then they're going to dismount infantry and actually do the push. I am Taryn. Is it? Oh, you were saying whenever command goes down? No, it will go to the next SL. So it will go to squad lead 1 typically, and then to squad lead 2, squad lead 3, so on. So
generally command isn't the first to go down, but sometimes they are.
Right.
Got some rocket already going out here. Not terribly effective versus this push. Here it comes.
Look at this line. Some mortars coming. Big vehicle push.
Yeah, they're spread out nicely. Well, it was nice. Now it's kind of all over the place.
Gets a little bunchy. Can get bunchy real quick. Here they go. They are nearly at the field.
The west side made it to the field.
Man, they are pushing right up to that wall. They managed to disembark their guys. The MRAP takes a bunch of hits.
Oh yeah.
That thing's gonna pop. There it goes. They didn't get out of it.
Striker down.
Another shot goes in on the south. Man, that is rough. This push not going exactly as planned.
Oh, there goes.
This is gonna be a hard.
One of the techies is down.
They've got a whole lot of mounted guns on that side. Dishka now firing in on this striker.
Yeah,
we'll see if they're able to pop it. A lat shot goes.
Oh! Gets hit with some red smoke. Oh, striker down. So that's both the strikers.
No,
never
there's still a striker
up
up
over there. Hard to keep track of everything.
You're scaring me. You're scaring me with those striker. Man, this striker now moving into dangerous ground. Oh, there's one insurgent alive in here in the back, and he manages to kill two US. That is Digit alive down here in the south. He's managed to take out 2.
Oh, now he's in their back line. Yep.
And he is in Flank City. He's placing an IE, or no, he's bandaging. Oh, now he's getting. Oh, and he goes down. That's unfortunate.
Remember
that was a good little
round. The U.S. is on this bridge on the far west side. They got a full squad.
I hate that bridge.
It's a fire team, but they actually have that MRAP support, so it looks like it might actually work out this time. Yeah, in the first round, this bridge took out so many U.S.
They all pushed there and then they stopped, exactly like what's happening here.
Oh, except there's a slight difference this time, is that they got an MRAP over here giving supporting fire. Although, who is this down here? Triton on the other side of the river that they have no clue where he is. Oh, and he's got RPGs. He's a hat. This is a hat kit.
Oh my. Yeah, you can see these guys stuck down here by the...
Hat's down.
They killed the
taken
hat?
out by the MRAP. Yep. Just took one in the face, and then he jumps into the river.
Yeah, well, that's a bad day. Here comes the push. Looks like these guys are starting to make their assault heard. Fire in some shots, get on the north side of this bridge.
It's a nice loose line here.
Yeah, so far they're not doing too bad. They did lose some vehicles and stuff, but so far not terrible.
Cool. No. Put this other frag. 198. 198. 198.
We'll have to see what they're able to do with this.
Full squad shift south. Full squad shift south, except Puppy.
On the west side, they've gotten a little bit of a foothold here. Just 3 guys though. So they're gonna start flanking around to the north and actually see what they can do on that side.
Ooh, mortars coming out. Those were really close. Gaming Brennan and FX 1000 within 10 feet of mortars.
That is pretty crazy to see. Those guys they fire in those mortars and you hope that they're gonna hit. It's hard to get a good accurate read on where you're gonna place the mortars. But if you can get a good shot in, always nice.
There goes a 50 cal. Oh, no, that was just a tech. No, that was a striker.
The striker goes down. On the west side,
oh,
only
ID
one
goes
left.
off.
Doesn't
ID
kill anybody. Yeah, didn't do anything. There's just one guy alive from this 3-man push. The squad lead went down outside. Another one went down here. And now we're just looking at basically one person left on the west side. What's the south assault looking like?
They're in the poppy fields here. We got, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 insurgents.
Grimble, right in front of you.
They're in a decent position here.
He's there, he's gone now.
They got good cover.
There's a little bit of a flanking eastern assault too, if you look. There's 3 guys over there on the east.
Yeah,
looks like they might try to maneuver in there.
Oh, and there's one effective on the west, but deeper in, there's a lot of insurgents still alive in there. The
striker just took a lat shot as well on the south, so that's 2. I think it's taken now.
I thought both the strikers went down. It's so hard.
No,
to
you keep thinking, but nope.
I saw an explosion on that striker. I swear to God, maybe it was the techie right next to it.
Just keep moving when you're peeking the. Can't give him an easy.
So now the striker just trying to push in a little bit, keep some good eyes on.
Yeah, he's getting that
and
hold
this
down
U.S.
position
push from the east. Yeah, that's a good place to be. There's a lot of INS left though, man. Just one guy alive here on the western side, trying to hold out, trying to stay alive. And that is going to be Diplex, actually. Diplex, the sole survivor. Yeah, he's the only one alive over here on the west side. Just hiding in a field, or hiding in behind a building.
Kind of one-on-one, although he's about to get flanked. versus Jay Remick.
No, he's on the west. He's on the west. Is that? Oh yeah, I see. Yeah, Jay Remick moving
down
around.
by the river.
I got one frag though.
And he maneuvers around the building just at the right time.
Looks like there's more loose.
Can you repair vehicles? No, you cannot. No repairing of vehicles out here.
Occasionally, some ops we will allow repairing of vehicles, but it's pretty rare.
Right.
Very situationally dependent.
Yeah, they're coming south fast.
Diplex just moving here. It looks like he's trying to regroup with the rest of the team because he lost everybody around him. If we tell everybody, you know, if you end up alone, just try to regroup with your guys the best you can. That's what we tell everybody. So it looks like he's doing that. So good for him.
All right, looks like the U.S. made it into the compound for the most part.
And he just got absolutely dropped. Diplex gets dropped on the west side. Scout pushed in behind him. That was Keevan, actually. Drops him in the back of the head. And that's going to be the end of Diplex there.
Copy. Oh, second floor.
These guys are doing a pretty good job. Miyamoto
Right next to us here. Right over here.
as the medic.
In the building.
They've got a lot of village to push through with that fog being on the northwest side.
Okay, cool.
Striker puts in some shots near friendlies, but they're okay.
Yeah, it's strikers. All you can see is just the crow system sticking out. That's pretty vicious. Like just a 50 cal barrel and an antenna or 3.
Another U.S. soldier goes down on the south here, and we've got 1 alive in this building. How many we got on the east there? 2 alive on the east. 3 alive on the east.
3 on the east, 1
shots
in the building,
Stay there.
and probably 2 in the striker. Maybe just 1. No, it's 2.
Yeah, 2. Tommy up here on the north side manages to take down 1 INS. There's another right by him. You can hear the footsteps.
I'm friendly. I see my
You can definitely hear the footsteps, so there's somebody close to him.
Yeah.
Another one pushing in with him. He knows he's there. He knows he's there.
Under the...
And that is Evan SMA taking down 3-0 Mike.
There's always someone under those stairs. Every round there
was one earlier. Yep. Everybody loves it. They're like, you know where's a great place for me? Right in this non-exitable location. That's a good place to be.
To be a wizard, you know? Hide under the stairs and
yeah.
Striker exiting its hold down position.
Now we've got 1, 2, 3, 4 U.S. infantry alive, as well as the 2 in the striker. So that is
6
total, basically.
14, I think.
Yeah. This was a dirty push from the U.S. It fell apart a little bit, but we'll see if they're able to clean this up.
Doesn't help when you lose command on the first engagement.
Yeah, that's just unfortunate. That's unlucky.
I feel like Creeping did a pretty good job taking over.
Watch my entrance, please.
Oh yeah, Creeping, no complaints there. He definitely stepped up.
Yeah, I'm up.
Evan on your screen now, live, trying to maneuver through these buildings and get them cleared. Oh, over here, some shots coming in. A grenade goes into the compound. That was Tommy. Best Pony on the corner. Peeks him. Tommy fires back. Tommy moves out there. There's just an explosion. What was that? Oh, that was a Dishka
That was
blowing
the
up.
striker taking down a Dishka, yep.
Alright. Was worried that striker had popped. I didn't know what was going
It's
on.
not gonna happen, apparently.
Tommy
Call it out
peeks
4
through the
times,
corner.
it's
Best
never
Pony
happened.
takes him out. Best Pony drops Tommy there.
Oh, striker taking some 50 fire. Firing back. Takes out the gunner on that static
Good shot.
emplacement.
So now we've got 3 U.S. infantry as well as the 2 in the striker.
There's
Shots going in on the west here.
Oh, there goes the
and
striker.
they take it
in dramatic fashion. The bodies
and the
fly up
bodies
and
flop around
and hover in the air for a little bit. Oh, and then they're on the ground.
Welcome to Alpha. Just 3 infantry left. That striker was that striker was basically the last of their resources. So push coming up here. This is Han Von Solo and Revenant about to face off. Han Von Solo takes down Rev.
Good position there, camping those stairs. Camping. He was covering his back.
He was covering those stairs.
Camping doesn't exist in Squad.
All right, so Han Von Solo saying he hears at least 2 by him. And he is right. He has 2 close to him. There's a lot of INS left, though.
Yep. Not impossible. Definitely.
Just rough.
It's going to be rough.
You can see here, Han holding these stairs. He doesn't really want to move up. You know, this is confusing me, though. I get that the INS want to move out and kind of hunt, and, you know, those instincts take over, but the INS don't have to do anything.
Yeah,
it's the U.S. that has to push in here.
Move.
Let me peek a window. I'm in the court.
Pushed inside the compound.
C7 to 8, 1 times EI.
Grimble and Hips and Nips are trying to sniff each other out here. Here we go.
Immune moving up behind Han Von Solo here. He might see him if Han peeks that wall too much. There's 2 guys close here.
1 US down.
Han Von Solo. Yep. Now just 2 US infantry left.
Evan's taking shots at Jay Remick here.
Ooh, shots coming back at him. Ooh.
He's bandaging. He's got a bandage.
Han Von Solo takes out 1 to the east, but then somebody pushes up behind him and takes him down. And that looks like it. Yeah, Han Von Solo and Evan SMA go down about the same time. And that's it. GG. That is the 2nd round of Operation Rawhide.
Surgeon's taken home on round 2.
Took it home on round 1 as well, just barely.
Yep. Not quite as close, but still great. I mean, such a variety of options on there. We're gonna see if we can get some interviews here, get the commanders.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab those guys, see if we can get them in here. Gotta find them first. Get LaRue in here. Where's he at? I got him. All right. Got LaRue joining us, and then we're going to find your other commander, Xbit, here.
How's it going, guys?
Doing well, doing well. We'll spend a few seconds talking to you guys. How do you feel about that round? How did it go?
Oh, that was fun. I definitely enjoyed both rounds today.
Yeah, so you made the choice to go with the infantry option in the first one. So what was your reasoning there? What did you think that was going to provide as a strength for you?
The reasoning behind my thought was I had some really confident SLs who I know and proven to be good on mortars. So I thought the obvious decision, just get that mortar support while I cover the infantry that would push in on the village.
So for you, Xbit, did the mortar coverage actually kind of keep your heads down? Was it hard to hold out through?
Yes and no. I mean, it definitely limited movement within village, but I think at that point we were pretty much set in our positions.
Indeed, indeed. You know, you guys had a good job of kind of doing that first initial push. We watched that happen, and you got a great foothold on the western side. You got a good foothold on the north too, and then it seemed like the building clearing is where things started to get rough. Did you feel like pushing through those alleyways was a little tough for you? Going with LaRue on that one.
Oh, for the first round? Sorry.
We're talking about the first round.
Oh yeah, no, for sure. The general plan was just take both both bridges, the land bridge, and just storm the buildings by force. But like Expert said, he was pretty set up in the buildings, so when we were clearing them, we started to lose people. And they didn't actually clear one of the last buildings, so I was following the platoon up, and I got shot in the back. But my SLs did an awesome job taking care of command both rounds when I died.
Very good, very good. Xbit, for you, you made the choice to go with a mechanized unit. We heard before that you were going to let people vote. Is that how that?
Yeah, it was a vote and then a plan by committee. So,
was that squad leader vote or full platoon vote?
No, that was squad leader vote.
Okay.
Weren't going to leave it up to the full platoon, I guess, huh?
No, that way the squad leaders can get a little bit more invested in whatever the plan is. So, and then we devised a plan, you know, with all of the squad leaders, and that's what the choice we made.
So yeah, that plan on the second round, you were hoping to get. What I saw was you were hoping to get all the way through the city without being engaged or spotted, and then assault from the south. Correct? Is that kind of the idea there?
Right. Yeah, I told Creeping because since he was giving me the lead striker just to pick us a route and just to have the convoy push through any kind of contact, and then we were going to rally to the south and then do a full platoon push with the vehicles in fire support.
Well, it ended up being pretty good. You guys, you took 2 casualties going through there yourself, of course, being one of them. That was some luck right there. But the platoon push afterwards with the vehicles looked great. Seemed to do a pretty good job. And then yeah, I guess down to
that village is a tough nut to crack.
Yeah, it's not like most people expect this op to play out kind of like a vanilla village rush, but it's not, because it's really hard. It's really hard for the U.S. to get inside.
Very well. Well, we thank you guys for joining us, and thank you for taking some of your time afterwards for talking with us and letting us know how things went. We also want to say a big thank you to, like I said, both of our commands, all of the squad ops community, all of the SLs for putting on an entertaining time tonight. And we also want to say thank you to all the wonderful cameras that you guys saw. Obviously, myself and Tedish were flying around in the air, but a lot of other cameras making this possible. We got Muff, Burns, Han Solo, Xbit, Merrick 362, Server Air 404, Shadowed Ritual, J Remick, and Evan SMA. Also a big thank you to our man behind the camera, the unsung hero, the Pen. What an awesome guy. Gotta love me some.
Gotta have Pen for the multicams.
Got it. So if you guys want to see more of our content, we encourage you head over to twitch.tv/squadops, youtube.com/squadops, or if you want to sign up and get to know more about us, you can find us at squadops.gg. But other than that, we're done for the night. This was Operation Rawhide, Session 2. And we hope you guys have a wonderful night. Say goodbye, friend.
Have a good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.